Yeah, I also appreciate everyone that sent over their resumes. I think I was able to get to everybody's for today. So if you haven't had a chance to send it to me, um, feel free to send it over the next couple of days. I'll see if I could get to it when I can.
I sent it to you, but I couldn't go to Google Docs. So
You should be able to open the link. We could circle back to that. I sent you a link in the email that I created a Google Doc for you so you could at least see it. I think you should be able to at least view it. But we could take a peek here in a second. We'll be going over the resume section first and then diving into some AI stuff. Let me share my screen. You guys should be able to see it, right? Okay, so as I mentioned, we'll be going over just kind of resumes. I want to see if we could. There's a lot to uncover, so we'll try to see what we could do there. But yeah, just resumes and AIs on the agenda. Don't want to go into this in too much detail, but some those are some of the things that we'll touch on. Why your resume matters. It's kind of the first impression that you have on a potential employer or recruiter. It gets your kind of foot in the door for the interview. It doesn't get you the job, it just gets you the interview, right? So be mindful of that. Uh, so shows your value, what you have to offer, and just like yeah, it tells your professional story. The cold reality though is recruiters only spend, 6 to 7 seconds, on a resume. So you have to impress them really fast. Like any yeah, inconsistency or something, they might not take you serious. You want to be mindful of, what you put on your resume and, what you're showing to other folks. So they say 75% of resumes never even reach a human. They have some like, systems that kind of just filter them out before they even get to a recruiter. So you got to make sure you make it past the systems. And we'll talk about a little bit more about those in a second. I do see some questions in the chat. Let me see.
no question.
You got a job? Congrats. I thought I've seen her.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I was like, you weren't showing on my screen. Let's see. Re-resume, I have several and looking for unique direction for work. Heard the AI is now going to be used to sort out resumes. It probably is already being used, but they have other systems that we'll talk about here in a second, where you get a job at. Congratulations on the success. Yeah, if you want to share, feel free to. But yeah, I think like
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh. No, sorry, Victor. No, yeah, I got the job at K1 Speed in Redmond as a cashier.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Oh man. See, I always want to make my reactions, but I can't. So yeah, it's a really competitive job market, depending on what industry you're going to, obviously. But yeah, you have a lot of people to compete to, so you want to make sure that your resume, uh, uh, yeah, leaves an impression. So typically, they recommend using 1 to 2 pages for a resume. Um, Kind of just highlights, work experience, your skills, education, some certifications if it's relevant for the job. If it's not, then you might want to consider, like I said, depending on experience. Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but depending on experience, you typically just want resumes to be 1 page. And then the other thing is just like your resume shouldn't be tailored or should be tailored towards each job you apply for. You can have just like a template that you work off of, which is kind of like your master template, but then you want to kind of like apply or just kind of like make each resume its own depending on what job you're applying for. So some of the key sections, don't want to touch on these because we will get some more hands-on just practice, but contact information, professional summary, work experience, skills and education, some of the do's and don'ts. So yeah, just make your email professional. Don't use like, convict at 420 at gmail.com. Try to create a different Gmail account if you have to, just for your resumes. Include your LinkedIn profile. This isn't a must. It really depends on what the job is that you're applying for. Don't include your Facebook profile. I hear somebody come off mute. Dave, Dave, you got two screens. Um, So then, yeah, I think like the other thing is not necessarily, mandatory to have the city and state. It is like, yeah, depending on what role. Like, obviously, if you're applying for like a warehouse job or something where you have to go in, like, you're trying to travel from Bellingham to Seattle, that might be, too big of an ask, and they might reconsider. So d just depending on what it is, but you don't want to put your full address and then phone number with the professional voicemail. You don't want to have some of those, older voicemails that we've used in the past. There's two types of summaries. So you could have a professional summary, which is preferred, kind of just highlights your experience and 2 to 3 sentences. I give an example here of somebody that might be, applying for a web developer position. Um, or else you can have like an objective summary, and this is for somebody that's like looking to transition into a new field or just like an entry level role. So it just kind of like highlights just like what you have to offer. So there's two different types of summaries there. The skills section could be broken up. I recommend breaking them up into like technical or soft skills. And depending on, like I said, the role that you're applying for, obviously, this is more geared towards like a tech resume. So just kind of take that as a with a grain of salt. But then, yeah, also highlight some like soft skills and the other thing that we want to consider is just like, powerful action words. Give some examples here, especially when starting off like your bullet points. I think the rule of thumb is just like for past jobs, it should be past tense, and then for your current role, like if it's, 2025 to current or whatever, then it should be present tense. So yeah, quantify your impact. I always recommend including numbers where you can. So I just give some examples of just like instead of just improve customer satisfaction, you could put increase customer satisfaction scores by 35% over 6 months. So you're actually able to quantify your impact. You don't necessarily have to have exact numbers if you don't have them. Estimates are totally reasonable. I did see some folks had exact numbers, but they could be, estimates or rounded numbers as well. So yeah, to be,
Hey,
go
I
ahead.
wanted to add something. One thing that I've found out is if you use a little thicker paper than usual and maybe a slightly different color when you're putting in your paper applications, it draws attention.
Yeah, if man, I'm in a different industry. They usually they don't have paper applications uh, that you could fill out. But yeah, depending on what role you're applying for. Um, Okay, so yeah, age, birthday, don't need to include a photo. I know there's like I know that some folks were recommending them to me when I first got out. There's like some websites that, you plug in your information and it gives you like a nice resume with your picture. The only problem with that is like it can risk your resume getting denied because of their application tracking systems. So yeah, you just don't want to risk that chance of your resume not even making it to an actual human and be included in that 75%. Yeah, and these are some of the other things. I also seen this one a lot is just like reference available upon request. Like it's assumed that if you're going to make it to the next role, that you should have some references. Like I said, you only have one page to kind of persuade, the recruiter or whoever's going to be looking at your resume, and that space is valuable. So that's just like a given that they should be able to ask for references. So yeah, we recommend to not include that in your resume. And then if you have jobs over 15 plus years, unless it's super relevant, also shouldn't be included. Jerome, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah. So Victor, so I spent 16 my first bid, and what I mean, you do your little classes as you're coming out of like job readiness and resume writing and all that other stuff. And like I had no work experience other than institutional work for 16 years. And so what the instructor did, and I don't know how many other people are formerly incarcerated on here, but uh, we took all that and we smudged and smeared it to where it was like janitorial was like sanitation engineer, and I put like the city where the institution was at, like Walla Walla, sanitation engineer from 2000, well, 99 to 2001. uh then I had a little description after that of like kept control of MSDS records, different chemicals. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so when we're dealing with that, because I still deal with that today, these many years later, and I try to use the jobs that I've had in and out of incarceration in those times, but I also like you said, job description. I try to use some of that older stuff, even though it's past 15 years, like you're saying, that to show that I have experience in it. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you want to, the thing is like you want to include keywords that are in the job description. So if it's from a job that, is 15 plus, like I said, unless it's like highly relevant, you could include it. But yeah, I also understand like I've seen people get creative and do like work for the state of Washington or correctional
Right,
industries or something like
right,
that.
right,
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, initially you have to kind of like fill those gaps. I had to do that same exact thing, and then eventually you start building up your experience and could start like knocking that stuff down. And the thing is like a resume is a living document. Like if you would have seen my resume when I first got out till now, it's completely different.
right,
That's
right, for sure, for sure.
because we gain experience.
So are we going to get into a point of talking like when you finally get that interview? Is that you have a point in? Are we going to cover that tonight?
No, this is just on resumes. Happy to
Okay.
talk through
Can
that.
I throw something out there to everybody that is formerly incarcerated?
I think
Like
everyone's
I,
from
I've
incarcerated.
been to many job interviews, and since they got rid of the mark that box thing, like they asked, like I had when I got the warehouse manager position at Ashley Furniture, he had my resume, everything in front of him. He threw it to the side and he said, "What'd you learn from prison?" And then he wanted to hear the pluses. Then he said, "What's the negatives that you heard, and what's the struggles you go through?" And those are your opportunities to be honest about things you may have, you know, seen, been around the hypervigilance, all the other stuff that we deal with, in there, the isolation and stuff like that. But some of the employers, they just want to see if you're going to be honest. So when you're in that situation, just relax. At the second one I went through, I was just relaxed, and it came naturally, just to be able to tell my story, And then he asked like, what was the reason behind it all? Was it drug addiction, blah blah? Yes, it was. And then, well, have you done treatment? Then those follow-up questions come. So just be prepared, but just be relaxed when you guys are in there, because they want to know, who they're going to employ. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, has he grown or is he still stuck where he's at? So that's just some tidbits for you guys that I've personally went through, and I've gotten more jobs that way than not. I tried lying a couple of times. They nope, not even a second interview. But I got so many second interviews and hires. So it's just a little tidbit for everybody.
Yeah, that's solid advice. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, so these are just kind of formatting best practices. Like I said, it's really up to you on what you want to do with your resume, but if you can use just professional simple fonts, don't try to be fancy and use like cursive or stuff like that. These are just, yeah, bullet points, not paragraphs. Keep it to one page. I've kind of already touched on that. Use consistent formatting. I see folks mess up a lot on this part, just same date format, same bullet styles throughout your resume. Save as PDF. So some folks were sending me, their resumes through just like text. Typically, you want to send it through like a Google Doc, and then, well, if you want somebody to edit it, right, or if you want somebody to like collaborate on you with it or give feedback, you'd want it in a Google Doc format. But if you're going to submit it to, for a job application, you probably want to just save it as a PDF, and you just go through. You can do that through Google Docs or Microsoft Word. You just go to File and download in like a PDF format. And then yeah, try to use white space. Don't try to cram everything in. I know, we try to get everything into that one page, but yeah, just be mindful of like how much you are trying to put into that one page as well, and make sure every piece of text in that is relevant. So yeah, I kind of touched on this already, but just, these systems that they have, they might be driven by AI now, but it's they call it an application tracking system. So it's just like what companies use to kind of just filter out resumes. They can't go physically go through each resume one by one if they're, have hundreds or thousands of people applying for that same role. So bigger companies especially will use these systems to kind of filter out the resumes, and they're looking for specific keywords. Um, yeah, these are just other things that we want to avoid doing is just using like tables or graphics. So use just standard sections. Yeah, don't put like, my journey, or just like try to be fancy with it. Just use like what's standard. That way you don't get rejected by these tracking systems. Um, yeah, and then save it as a doc format, depending on what sometimes they'll ask it to be in like a specific format. So just make sure that you read before you upload what format they're looking for. And yeah, and then if the job description does say, like project management, use project management. Don't try to use just PM because that might not make it past the application tracking system as well. So I kind of touched on this, but we do want to make sure that we're tailoring our resume towards each job application. So we do have, just like, I said, a master template that we could work off of, but then after that, you could, try to tailor it towards that role specifically, try to highlight keywords that they use specifically in the job description, make sure that those are in your resume, even if you have to change things around. And then reorder bullet points to emphasize relevant experience, or just kind of like how Jerome was mentioning, if you feel like you have something on your resume that's worth highlighting a little bit more, maybe your certifications instead of your work experience because it fits for that role, maybe you want to move that section up so it could get seen faster and show why you're a good fit for the role. Yeah, it is going to take us a little bit of extra time to go through and do each one individually, but luckily you have AI and all these other tools to help you get there a lot faster. So I'm going to go through this real quick. I'll add it in the chat so you guys could have your own personal copy to play with if you want to follow along. Let's see. Okay, I just added it in the chat. I'm just going to press this make a copy button. It's going to make a copy of this. Feel free to share it with, people too, people that are going through the job description or through the job search process, or people that are just, releasing from incarceration. Maybe they could find value in this stuff as well. And just try to share a lot of the things that I've learned. But yeah, so as we see, this is kind of like the bad resume example that we have here. Um, yeah, they do have, somewhat decent information. They, have some work history, do have like skills that they want to kind of highlight. You know, high school diploma, and then the references available upon request. I think this was tight. It shouldn't be there to make sure to remove that out of the original. But then we have like something that looks a little cleaner and just kind of, what we talked about um, over these previous slides is just like, yeah, you could have, your name. I see a lot of people like this is not necessarily required, but just kind of if you are applying for a specific role, you could have the role that you're applying for just so that it's front and center and might heighten your chances of getting past that application tracking system as I was mentioning earlier. And then with the professional experience, you want to obviously, or professional summary rather, you want to highlight your experience, so 4+ years of experience, and then why you'd be a good fit for the role and some of the skills that you have, usually within 2 to 3 sentences. Um, so yeah, then with the experience section, we could have something like this all in one line. I seen, off all the resumes I reviewed, I see these formatted in a bunch of different ways. There isn't really a right or wrong way to do it as long as it's consistent. Probably recommend just not using bullet points because maybe the application tracking systems using or looking for bullet points as like, the list of, job duties that you did and the impact that you had. So that'd probably be my recommendation there. But just make sure that you can use these uh what they call pipe characters, and that's just if you press shift and the button above the enter button, it should give you that character there. But as you see here, like when I'm looking at resumes, I try to look for like numbers, like I said earlier, just you want to like try to quantify your impact. So typically you'll have some numbers and just like the impact that you had, not just like what you did, but how you're able to impact the company and make you stand out a little bit more. Typically recommend just like 3 to 4 points. Two might be too little, five might be too much. So I think like 3 or 4 is the kind of the sweet spot. And then the numbers, as we mentioned earlier, they don't have to be, exact numbers. They could be kind of guesstimates of what you had, especially if it's been a while since, or that information isn't necessarily available. Um, Somebody come off mute. I think they're just off of me. Okay. Yeah, so skills is broken up into technical and professional. And these are just examples. If we do have them just kind of like in one line with, comma separated like keywords, we're able to save a lot of space as opposed to just using like bullet points for each one or something. So we have to be mindful of the space that we have as well. So if we go back and look at this one, I said just at first glance you could tell the other one just has a lot more to it, and more likely to land the role. So this is the uh, kind of the resume cheat sheet. You go through this and kind of review it on your own on just some of the things that you could take into consideration. Like I said, it's not necessarily mandatory that you follow all of these, but if you do feel like, like a LinkedIn role or something could be relevant for your resume, go ahead and include that. But yeah, just I typically like to center the information that's on top, and then everything else is just to the left. So section headers could be risky for the application tracking system. A lot of them are getting better, but you just don't know like what the company's using. So just be mindful of that. Job titles or company names, bullet points, or job descriptions, skills or education, so we don't want to center these. So yeah, this is one with just I said that the subtitle isn't necessarily a requirement, but it can be added if you want to have there. Um, we can have it all signed up, lined up to the left as well. That's just my personal preference, as I mentioned earlier. But um, yeah, these are just all examples, and you can link them. Like this one isn't linked, but if I did the one, doesn't have the HTTPS, but um, now it should take me to. Looks like there is a John Williams. But yeah, that way, like if a recruiter is looking at it, they could just kind of click on it instead of having to copy and paste it. Makes it a little easier. So yeah, that's what I kind of mentioned here is the hyperlink. These are all kind of optional. How to format hyperlinks. So remove the underline. So if I wanted to add one here, just do that, but it comes with the underline. Yeah, just come over here and remove the underline. Yeah, and the text is blue, so just change it back to black. Still clickable. Yeah, so kind of touched on these already, just some of the things to include. If you feel like projects could be relevant for your role or just something that else you want to highlight, you could include that as well. Maybe work on it, on the side or have something to showcase there. Yeah, anything that you feel is going to be relevant for the role. Touched on not making up any of these. Um, Summary versus objective, we kind of touched on that already. Yeah, so this is kind of just a cheat sheet. A lot of the stuff we went over, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. These horizontal lines, so these lines right here, this is called the horizontal rule or horizontal line. Just be mindful of those. Like I said, some of the tracking systems will throw it off. It's okay to include like one after your name and stuff at the top, but might not make it past the other ones. So just try to separate it with like, all cap sections. And then, yeah, just like we've kind of touched on the PDF or downloading it as a PDF, but the file name as well, just put like, your first name underscore last name underscore resume. And if you have a cover letter, it'd be the same convention, but with cover letter at the end. Um, and then, yeah, pay attention to what the what the job description or company's asking for and what type of format they want the file to be uploaded as. So it's okay to have gaps. I think Jerome was touching on this earlier. Yeah, just make sure that it's consistent throughout your resume. But this one we just have March 2019 to June 2019. It's really not that much experience. And it might be like, oh, this is a short time role. 2019 might be a better fit, but then you'd have to be consistent throughout your resume. So it just really depends on, your situation. And focus on what you did during that gap. So maybe we're incarcerated, you took some educational classes or some self-improvement classes or whatever they were. You want to kind of just highlight that as well. Um, yeah, and Drum also touched on this point. Just be prepared to address it in briefly. This is more so not necessarily, your background, but the gap in work history. Quantify your impact, resume length, and checklist. So there are some free scanners. I don't know if they're free anymore, but jobscan.co, you could just Google like free ATS checkers, and it should pop up, or they might make you have like a Google account to sign in or something. But just see what it looks like, see what kind of feedback they're able to provide that way. And then ask for feedback. I appreciate the folks that were able to send over the resume just to get my feedback, send it to another person, see what type of feedback they have to offer and if it's any different. But these are just kind of what I share with folks and some of the do's and don'ts. So yeah, hopefully you find it useful. Is there any questions with any of the uh, resume stuff? Anybody feel like we do have a bad resume if we want to play with that, or we could continue on. And let me read the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, we'll continue on. Like as I mentioned, I'm still going to offer myself as a resource for folks that do want their resume reviewed. If you haven't sent it to me already, I just want to be that known. I'll probably keep it open for another week or two. If I see something come in my email, I'd be happy to respond. David, I see you have your hand up.
I just wanted to say I got paperwork on stuff that might help a lot of people get jobs for justice impacted people that like bonding for people, uh,
Oh yeah, that's a good
stuff
thing to
like
have.
that. I got a lot of that paperwork that I could. My restrictions say I can't go and send it to the individuals, but I can send it to you, Victor, and you can send it out to them
Yeah,
by email.
yeah, that'd be
It's got
great.
all the information to do that, and it'd be good that you put it in with your uh, resumes and stuff, or bring it in when you have your interview. When you discuss your background, you can go and show them that they can get money and help pay for some of your
Yeah,
bonding of like insurance that for a while of showing that they can be reimbursed for anything you do if you do anything and stuff, and they can get tax
tax.
release by hiring felons and stuff. And so I can send all that.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated.
I can do that.
Um, awesome. Okay, yeah, is there anything else before we move on? Okay, so now to one of my favorite parts of the program. Oh, I just see something coming in the chat. Yeah, I've never really brought that up during an interview, but yeah, it could be a good I don't know, incentive for them to hire you. Um, so yeah, before we dive into AI, if we could just go around real quick and see like what folks' current experience is, understanding maybe some example use cases that they've used recently, if any.
With what resume writing, Victor? Is that what you're asking?
No, AI. We're going into the next section.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Have
Okay.
you played with AI at
I
all?
emailed you my resume, by the way, too.
Say it again.
I said I just sent you my resume via email for you to get your input, just whenever you're
Okay.
ready.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks.
I'll look it over.
All right, sounds
Um,
good.
Yeah, do you have any AI experience, Jen, or no?
Um, Not really.
What have you used before?
Google, Google search. No kidding.
Well, Google search got AI included in it now.
I know that, but I think it's called Gemini or something.
Yeah, Gemini's a good one through Google. I like
Yeah,
Google products, so I'm not going to say no to Gemini. How
right.
about you, David?
Um, what for searching? Yeah, I do Google Chrome and stuff.
What have you used like ChatGPT or Gemini or anything?
No,
No.
I'm kind
Okay.
of limited because of my restrictions.
Oh, they don't let you use that stuff?
No.
Okay. How about you, Jerome? I heard you were playing a lot with AI. What do you got to say?
Copilot, man, that's my guy. It's Copilot through, I think, Microsoft it is,
Oh,
and
okay.
I can't get enough of it. Like, yeah, I like Google, but I mean, I get on there and it helps me create so much. I'm able to put my thoughts in and then recreate the material that I'm working on. It's just it blows my mind because I'll be thinking something and then it'll explain to me exactly what I was thinking. Like it breaks it down so much. And the thing I love about AI is you can ask it anything, and it can come out in certain tones, like make it a compassionate but powerful professional tone, and then when it prints out or gives you the material, it breaks it down in that tone so you sound, I mean, I got to reread everything just in case, because sometimes it makes a spelling error or something, something's not always correct, but for the 99% of the time it is. So I mean, I'm working on a bunch of different things right now with it, and it's my go-to.
Awesome.
And I'm looking up Claude too. I've been kind of fishing around on that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the government. I watched the thing. The government, they just had a big thing where they said that they wouldn't give them the rights to do all the use all the cameras and all the road traffic cameras and all that part of AI, and then also to use the AI to deliver bombs and stuff like that. So they didn't get the contract. It was a big thing on CNN. Yeah, the Claude, they knocked them out. They said they're not going to use them no more.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty big stuff. AI is. I'm glad I'm out right now. That's all I'm going to say because it's changing the world. It's because 5 years from now, who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, AI. If you can get on it, get on it. That's for sure.
All right, Ron, you got any experience?
Um, I've used a few different AI tools. I don't really haven't used it enough to really make a determination of what's better over another. However, I've been watching some things on YouTube about it and determining, this is what I found in a nutshell is it depends on what you want to do for your art, your craft, your skill, your business, whatever, and then get kind of, I don't know, magnetized towards a certain type of AI that is going to kind of start breaking down what you need will determine the type of AI that you use. I mean, that's my understanding at this very elementary stage.
Okay. Thanks for sharing.
I used it for emails. I've used it for some letters. I'm trying to figure out basically what it will work for me. Or I'm not a creative person actually, so that's off the table. I'm more of a business person, so I'm trying to figure out how I can clean up what I want to say in the least amount of words and
Oh,
get to the
yeah.
point. Because I know people with big money, so to speak, business people, they don't want to hear how I ramble. So I have to use it to really get to the point.
That's real. That's real. Um, Litzy,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't really have any questions.
The things experience with AI.
Um, I mean, AI's been really convenient. It's always updating. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a tool that's helping us now, and in the future, I see it prospering, you know?
Which one do you use? What's your go-to?
My go-to, I mean, when I have an iPhone, it's always going to be Chat GPT. But right now, because I'm in work release, I have a Motorola. I've switched to Android gang, so I'm using
Oh, geez.
Gemini right now.
Okay. Well, I
So
think
yeah,
I don't know. I think Chat GPT is available. I don't know if they have an app or not. I'm not
it
a
is.
okay.
No, it is, but it's just not the same, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. It might just be me, but
Yeah, it's all personal
I
preference.
know that. Yeah, I know that. Like even Zoom has a AI companion. It's just, I don't know how to use it, but it's just the even what else? Well, I mean, Gemini is everywhere now too. You can use it for Gemini Plus, you can use it for Google Docs, you can use it for Google Sheets, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like built
I don't
into.
know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Nicholas is the last one. He's there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having a problem with all these freaking buttons here. All right, so hey, Jerome, I was wondering what was the app you said you were talking about like using? What was that one?
Copilot.
Copilot. Okay, I have to remember that. I'm gonna try that one. I haven't heard that one yet. I use ChatGPT and I use Google Gemini, but I don't use Copilot. I haven't tried that one yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was. Yeah, I know you said something about that last week too, but what was the
Yes.
question, Victor? Which one
Just
do I use?
yeah, which one you use? What's been like a
I use
experience
mostly. I
for use
use,
case?
usually I'm using Google Gemini because it's easy on my phone, and and I mostly use my phone, so it just like I say, "Hey Google," and it's there. So, you know, or I don't do a "Hey Gemini." I mean, it pisses me off sometimes because I'll be talking to it and it freaking like stops talking in the middle of me trying to ask it a question. It's like, come on, man, just fucking tell me the answer. Got to keep pushing buttons. No,
Awesome.
no, but yeah, it's good shit, man. It's helped me with a lot of things. Didn't
I
like
have a question about.
used to have.
I have a.
Go ahead, Karen. Go ahead, Constantine. Constance.
I have a question. So, if you were writing a school paper, right, and you're
Oh, we had this
using
one last
a,
week.
and we're using Gemini and Chat GBT, and we're putting our own answer. I mean, like we're asking the question and we're putting our own answer in there. Do you think our teacher would know that we're even using that?
Um, you have like programs that detect if, and especially schools, I'd imagine that they're able to detect if you're using it or not. But
But
I
you
think that's
use like your own words. They just
yeah.
reword it for you, make you sound smarter.
Yeah, just like today, for instance, like one of my goals was like around technical documentation, and I just like had like an outline of what I wanted to kind of like get across as my point towards like the target audience, and then used AI on it. And my boss was like, "Did you use AI on this?" I was like, "Yeah, I used it for initial draft, and then I put like my own spin on it." So it's totally like
Yeah,
acceptable. I don't know, but you have to like I don't know what school policies are. Like it's a whole new space, and some like policies might be stricter. Like you can't use AI at all. I'm just like, if you could use it on the job, like why can't you use it at school? Like it's supposed to be a tool that as long as you're like understanding it, I think that's the not using it like as a crutch. But yeah, it's such a new space that I think like schools are still like trying to figure out how to regulate it as well. Nick,
yeah.
Nicholas, I see you have your hand up, or was that from last time? Okay.
No, that was from this time. So
Okay.
what I was going to say is, we were talking about this last week. Is that uh, when you're doing stuff like that, when you're formulating papers and stuff like that, you can tell uh, the AI to not make it sound
Like
like it's
AI.
generated. You can say be more human when you're doing this paper, so it's not a generated sound to it. So that's one of the things we were discussing last week on that shit. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's smart.
I remember you were saying something about that.
Yeah. So when you're doing it, you just throw that little extra in there and try to make it sound more human. Don't be so technical. Just, run it that format because you're giving it the general information that you want it to have. Now you got to do like Jerome was saying earlier too, is that you can have it have a personality in it. So you can have it formulate a personality so it's not so computer AI generated sounding when you're reading it. It's professional, unless it's a professional layout that you want for it for writing a paper and stuff like that. You'd want it to be more personable. So that's just a kind of
How
heads
do
up
you
on
give
that.
it a personality?
You create it.
Make
You
it
tell
more
it to
human.
be right. Be a little humorous in it. Don't be so AI about it, being technical. Try to be more, uh, play. I don't know. It's just like little nuances that you have to teach it. So some of the programs you
Oh,
can actually
okay.
teach. You can actually give it like a percentage of character, sarcasm, and all this other shit. But it just depends on which one you use. And it's trial and error shit.
Yeah,
So
we'll
Kara,
touch
so
on.
Kara, so when I write something, I first start off with, "Will you create me?" Let's say you're a school paper. Create me an English paper on Moby Dick, and please make it printable or ready to cut and paste to a Word document or a Google Docs. Then I put a comma and I go also include uh, 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 points of importance that the teacher would look for and make it to where it would sound like it was coming from a perspective of that I read the book, and you can type all this in there that I read the book and that I wanted to have a professional school based tone ready to talk about in class, and also give me examples of questions that the teacher may ask me at the end of this and put it in one giant message, and it'll print it out. It'll give you the whole nine. It'll give you questions. It'll give you answers. It'll give you examples. It'll give you the tone you're looking for. So you write it in there. Make it with a compassionate, uh, uh, professional business tone, or I put in there to make it a powerful statement, but also with a cultural based passionate tone, and how it prints it out is just it blows my mind. Like how you read it, it's just like holy crap. Like, and it has all that stuff in there, so you can just talk to it. And then I always put when I'm gonna want something else in there, also include. And then I put what I want. Sometimes I'll put it in parentheses of what I wanted to include, and then I might think of something else as I'm typing, and I say, but and also put these points in there of what I like. Like I'm trying to do some scholarship things right now, so I'm putting in there like why I need it, but also like my needs and stuff like that. And the last one it printed out, it broke it down like my need, and then underneath that scholarship, it also gave me pertaining to this scholarship, I qualify because of this. And I didn't even ask for that, but I asked for living expenses on one just to see what it would do. And it gave me broke it down underneath their scholarship for why I'm eligible for those expenses. You see what I'm saying? So and it'll ask you questions at the end. And even those questions that come in at the end, you can still add to that, like you can take, because it'll take what you just wrote and it'll add to the next piece. So if you're trying to create something else, you need to say, okay, forget about what we've been doing, forget about the tone, because it'll continuously write everything in that same tone until you tell it to change that tone. So that's what I've came up with
Okay.
experience so far. So every time you ask it to do something else or change it, I say, okay. So I always type in the Copilot, let's change directions. That's what I tell it from the gate. Let's change directions, and this is what I need now. And then and I say, forget what we've done so far. We need to create something new, and then it just creates something new as what I'm asking it, because it'll continuously remember everything you've done and keep plugging that stuff in. Like it put down my whole resume in the scholarship thing that I sent to Victor. You know what I mean? Because I ran my thing
Yeah.
through there just to see what it would look like differently, and it ran the whole thing through there. And I was like, okay, I didn't ask for that, and that was weeks ago. So I'm just like, okay, so I know it remembers all that. So you gotta tell it. It's like me and you talking right now. That's how you're gonna talk to
Yeah.
AI. That's what I've came up with so far. I mean, in like Victor's world, I mean, it's more technical stuff, and I asked for a spreadsheet on something I'm putting together and an Excel sheet, and it gave me the whole freaking code thing. I was like, okay, I know what that is, but I don't know how to use it yet. But I know that you type it in and it breaks it down on your chart. It creates the chart
Yeah.
for you by using those different code, those different inserted keys. I forget the right term for it, but it gave me all that stuff. And then I'm doing another thing, part of that same material. I'm asking for like a spreadsheet right along with the projection sheet for 12 months. And it gave me a 24-month all the way out, and it gave me like a profit, like how much profit it would be, how much would be a loss if I didn't get these many people in a house. I mean, it was just phenomenal. I mean,
You just
but
got
you
to
just
be,
got to talk to it. Just talk
yeah,
to it.
yeah,
So
be
who are you, what AI do you use then,
I use
Jerome?
Copilot. I use Copilot off of
Profile.
Microsoft. Yep.
all
Okay.
right. Let's continue the conversation. So,
Sorry.
all good. So yeah, just real quick, artificial intelligence, AI, you guys should be familiar with that. It's a computer software that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, like understanding languages, recognizing patterns, and making decisions. It's just built off of a lot of information. A lot of it comes from the internet, and that they store in what they call like these large language models, and then it's able to have like context based off of that. There's some things that could be wrong with some of these, as we'll touch on here in a second. Kind of Jerome already noted, but these are examples of ones that we're already using every day. And it can, said autocorrect on your phone, Netflix or Spotify recommendations, Google search predictions. These all could be leveraged with AI. And then generative AI is just like AI that creates new content for you. So anything that you're asking it, spitting out some new content. It could be text, it could be text, it could be images, it could be code, just depending on what you're asking it. Some of the examples of the generative AI is just like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, DALL-E. There's a whole bunch of other ones that are coming out with a lot all the time. These are the key kind of just like keywords for AI. So tokens, you might hear that. Tokens is just you got to think of it like words, like one word typically is like 1 to 2 tokens, and you only have like so many tokens per session in in Chat GPT or Gemini. Like you can only use it so much until it knocks you down to like a other language model, or you can't use it till like a certain time, depending on like what how they have it set up. But these are just like examples. So the word running could be 1 to 2 words. If it was run, it'd be 1 token for sure. But since it has like running, you could think about like, what do they call uh, um, just like the verb at the end or whatever. It could be broken into 1 to 2, and then it's like I'm running fast. That could be 4 to 5. So it adds up pretty fast. What you not only what you enter into the prompt, but what it spits back out. So sometimes like by default, it likes to explain things like Jerome was asking, like, explain in a professional, manner or whatever. Well, that professional manner might eat up a lot of tokens, but if you said explain it to me like a caveman, then the words are gonna be a lot less, and that means the tokens are gonna be a lot less, so you have more time to play with it. So there's a give and give and play there, but the context, so this is just like you could just think about it as memory, as Jerome was kind of hinting on. This is just how much the AI can remember in one conversation. So a short conversation, if you just spun up a chat instance, it should be able to like remember everything. But if it becomes super long, it might forget some of the things on the back end. So we just want to be mindful of that. And then there is this new thing that's coming out called, agents or agentic AI. This is a new kind of like hot thing that's going around right now. So AI is just like what you're going to put in through ChatGPT. You ask it questions. You say, fill out this cover letter for this warehouse job that I'm looking for. Whereas an agent is like, okay, apply to warehouse jobs near me in Seattle. And it literally goes out, pulls your resume from your Google Drive folder, looks up on the internet jobs that are that that you want to apply for in Seattle for warehouse jobs, and then sends out like an email. It could send out like calendar reminders to say like, hey, follow up with this person, and it does all that for you. It takes you out of it, right? So these agents are just going around and doing a lot of work behind the scenes for us now. So AI is just like you having to still copy and paste. Like if you said, write me this cover letter, you still got to copy and paste that, put it on, an email or wherever you're sending the cover letter to, whereas an agent is going to be kind of taking over your computer, your system, and going into your Google Drive, grabbing your resume, tailoring it towards the job description, and then sending it out for you. You don't have to do any of it. So it just like takes control of the heavy lifting for you. So AI versus agent, that's the key difference there.
Okay.
Yeah, is there any questions on any of that before I continue on? So I think with like context, what I like to do, what I've done is like, and I yeah, I hate I'd probably be embarrassed to do it on one of my models, but I'll just be like, give me like three hard truths to know about myself or something like that. And they have all this context, all this memory of, all everything that you ever typed into the to ChatGPT or whatever one you use, and they'll break it down for you. They'll be like, oh man, like, you work way too much, you spend all your day coding or something like that. Like they'll give you like whatever truths they wants to give you, and take it as is. Like, you could do with that information as you want, but it does have, this memory of everything that you've entered into at least until a certain point. Like I said, if it gets too long, then it's gonna end up forgetting it.
Oh.
Um, okay, so yeah, why AI matters for your career. Like I said, that especially if we're using agents, is going to help you apply for, 1,000 jobs without you even having to click, few buttons to help get you there. Or you could just, like you said, just ask it specifically to, apply for or give me a resume or tailor my resume towards this job description so it gets past the application tracking system. Like, yeah, the more specific you are, the better. You don't want to be vague, but just kind of helps us learn a lot faster. People are just learning, what they thought would be impossible is like now possible. So it's pretty cool on like what we're able to do with it, at least up until this point, is continuing to evolve. So there are specific use cases. I do list some of at least my top three probably. I do like Grok too. I just don't use it as often. I think that's like through Twitter, Elon, or whoever owns that. So yeah, ChatGPT, Claude. So Claude doesn't do like image generation. So like they do have like limitations on what they're able to offer. There are free tiers that we could use with these as well. I recommend using the free tier on all of them until you find a use case. But also like usually they're like $20 a month for the pay tier, and I spend $20 on like a hamburger. So yeah, you just got to be if you're willing to have the pay tier, at least explore it. But yeah, I think then Google, I'm a big fan of Google, so it's looking up real-time data. A lot of the times you could use it in your Chrome browser now, which yeah makes it a lot more convenient. So yeah, if you don't have one of these accounts, I encourage you to go to either of these websites and kind of just play with them and see how they feel. So how to use it? Yeah, choose your AI tool. Start with one of them. You could play with all of them if you want, but create a free account and be specific about what you want. Give it context if needed. Review the response. Sometimes it's just, a starting point for us to work on. You might have to edit, refine, keep asking it questions. Yeah, just yeah, until you get the answer that you want. So a good prompt, as Jerome was kind of touching on, is just like bad ones write me a cover letter, whereas a good prompt might be like going into a lot more detail of like the role that you're applying for and just the experience you have, just so it has a little bit more context of who you are and how the response should be, and then keep it professional, as Jerome had mentioned, and under 300 words. Sometimes there's a word limit on a cover letter, for instance, right? So you want to make sure that you're under the 300 words, or if it's characters, you could give it characters as well. So yeah, just be specific, provide context, so share relevant information, set constraints. So if you did want like word count or tone, we could do that. Ask for examples, give me 3 different versions of, a cover letter, just so you can see which one you like the best. Iterate off of that, and then make sure you validate the information. Sometimes it doesn't give you correct information. It just kind of tells you what you want to hear. I'm not sure if folks had experience with that, but yeah, it is a thing. So this is just kind of the formula that is recommended. So you give it a task, write a LinkedIn summary for someone transitioning from retail management to software development. You're giving it context, keep it under 150 words and in a professional tone. So you're giving it some constraints there, and then format it as a single format. So the more information that you could include, the better the response you're going to get out of it, as Jerome had touched on. So we could use this, right, for resume writing, cover letters, interview prep, job search strategy, like whatever you're thinking of, really just ask the AI, and it should be able to at least get you started. So we could use it for different things. So meeting notes, there's a other AI program, Granola AI, running in the background right now, that's capturing our whole conversation. It's going to summarize all those notes. If I wanted to say like what did I just miss, tell me, what happened in the last few minutes, just so if I went to the bathroom or something, I'd be able to um, get caught up. And then just like task planning or brainstorming, just be curious with all this stuff. If you want to do social media posts, you could do that as well. Use it for social media posts all the time. So yeah, do use AI for brainstorming, edit, personalize generated content. So I think we touch here is just like present AI work as entirely your own in academic settings. So I think we were just talking about that as well, just like in a school context. Like sometimes they might have policies, or maybe your job doesn't allow you to use AI for whatever reason. Like just be mindful of that as well. But be transparent. Like if I told you my boss was asking me if I used AI for a technical document earlier today, and it's just like you just got to be honest with them. If you used it, you used it. It's like, okay, you tell me I can't use AI. So there are sometimes where we don't want to use AI, and that's just because it could be a good guide, but also could get you in trouble. Like they're not, telling you like, hey, this is like lawful information. You might have to do some digging. So just be yeah, mindful in those situations. Don't post personal information. So don't put your social security, for instance, inside of chat prompt, because all that stuff is going to be used to train their AI model. And now somebody's got, your social security number or something for like that specific case. So yeah, and then just always like verify the information. Maybe we're trying to do like a school problem that's super complex, or you're just like giving it an image and it can misinterpret it, for instance. So you want to always verify the information as well. Other limitations are there's what they call hallucinations. So just start, especially my like first times playing with Chat GPT, is to just start hallucinating and start giving you just like whatever. Then I just get like mad at it. That's why I told you me and Chat GPT started beefing, because yeah, it just like started hallucinating a lot on me, and I was just like, okay, I got to find a different tool. I got tired of it. But yeah, so it does also have bias, right? It's like trained on specific data, so there might be some bias there. They have plenty of examples of how this happened in the past. And then yeah, outdated information. A lot of times, like if you say do some research, it's gonna pull up some information that might not necessarily be relevant, might be outdated. So some things to consider when you're using it. Yeah, so don't I've already kind of touched on it. Don't use like personal identifiable information like your social security, maybe like even your address or something like that. Depending if you want to use it, go ahead, but it's probably not a thing to do because it's going to be stuck inside of the training model, which they'll then use in the future. Um, oops, let me make sure. Okay, so we're gonna actually go over to times some AI stuff just to give folks an example of how we could do that. So I'm gonna start off with Chat GPT, and then we could explore some of the other platforms. Give me 1 second.
Chicken.
Okay, so just here they have a bunch of different things. I'm on the free tier, as you can see here. I pay for Claude, but um, yeah. So we have a new chat. You can search previous chats of everything that you search for, images, apps. You could do like deep research, codecs for coding. These are the kind of like the GPTs. So we're gonna just start off with the basic example. So yeah, maybe the cover letter example, right? So write a cover letter for a warehouse job. So you're giving it context. I have 2 years of experience. Don't use M dashes. So this is like a good giveaway if you see like AI with M dashes, which is just like 2 or 3 lines. I'm surprised it's not automatically doing it here, but there's just like longer lines where you kind of like see that it'd be or it can be AI, not necessarily it is, but yeah, just don't use M dashes, and then should be 300 words or less and written like it came from Scooby Doo. So yeah, you just try to give it some like context like this. Just yeah, you could give it like a character if you want. Just like the more details you're able to give it, the better it is. But this is just an example, right? And then they have what they call chaining, right? So then you could chain it and just be like, can you write a resume for me now or something like that, right? The only thing is like it didn't remember to do it in Scooby-Doo language, right? So I'm just gonna say where is Scooby-Doo? See what the response is. So yeah, it's trying to be real with you too, right? But the idea is like you're able to kind of just like continue to talk with it. It's going to remember your past conversations and yeah, like the context of what you gave it. So it is also being like real. It's like, hold on, you're going to do a resume a resume for this as well. So I'm just giving you a fun example, but these are just uh example. So the other thing that I could do is just like make me a meal plan for the week of no processed foods. Um, it should include quantity and recipe
In a spreadsheet.
every day. We're not going to go that complex yet. Right. So they just give us some examples, and I'm just at like yeah, didn't go into too much detail, but and this is like essentially what it's gonna spit out for us, right? So um so now yeah, it already gives us a grocery list as well of what you want. I am cooking for 3 people or something like that, right? So now you're just giving it more context, it's understanding your conversation, and you're continuing to build off of it. Right. So they're just giving us yeah, just upping all of the quantities it looks like.
Yeah.
But it didn't give us the updated grocery list, right? So they're just yeah, it's a starting point. It's not necessarily going to give you, you know, the correct answer or what you're looking for. That's why I said just like you're going to have to be able to go back, review it, ask follow-up questions if you need to, or be like, oh yeah, just like exclude tomatoes because I don't like eating tomatoes or whatever information that you want to give it. So yeah, as Jerome was mentioning, you could kind of just continue to chat with it. Is there any questions on this part so far? All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is this. I see, make sure, see some right. Yeah, I'll try to create an image. I've seen see let's see, he's kind of hinting on that. So image, what did she put? My personal favorite thing to do with a let's see. Make an image with my personal thing to do with AI. I'm curious what it's going to
You know
give
what
me.
I like doing, Victor?
Yeah.
I like trying to create like ideas for tattoos with AI.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I did, especially when it was first coming out, I got a few like coloring books. I got a few coloring books that like I had it print. I think they're like dog or animal like coloring books, and I sold them on Amazon, and it was all through like AI. I just had it print out a bunch of different pictures, then you could upload it. Amazon's got like a what's it called? Like print on demand essentially. So when somebody orders it, that's when they print it. They charge you a fee, but you still make money on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be. I just watched a YouTube video on it. I was just like, oh, how could I make a coloring book? And they have a bunch of videos on how to do it, and how to like, yeah,
Oh,
make
that's
one.
cool.
But yeah, that's just this is an example, like just asking it. I don't give it too much context. I just asked it what. Let's see, I put in the chat, but uh, they have an AI tattoo creation thing to do. Yeah, like what I like to do too is you could give it like I don't know, maybe give it like a picture of my closet or my room or something like that, and be like, all right, could you give me like a way better room because my room's not that nice. So it's
That's
like
cool.
yeah, you could dream too. So I think like it's really like whatever you could think of, right? So I think that's encourage folks to just kind of like explore, be curious, and just like yeah, continue to ask it questions and try to stay up to date with like the latest and greatest things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to Gemini. Let's see. They have this Ask Gemini thing like built up on the top right corner. I don't know if you guys could see that, but let me pull up Gemini real quick. All right, so this is the other, pull it up over here. So their interface is a little different, but essentially does the same thing. Right, so you could connect it to specific tools. That's what I like about, I think chat now offers this as well, but you could connect it to like your let's see that right here, your drive. So I said earlier, if you wanted to add like your resume, store it on your Google Drive, you could go through that. I do like this notebook LLM. So if I'm doing some like a research project or like a grant or maybe like a scholarship, like Jerome was mentioning, you give it like all of this context. So you're like, these are the sources to pull from. So you give it like specific websites. So it has like context of everything. Maybe we'll be able to explore that in a second, but um, and then it's only working off of that. It's not working off of like a whole bunch of irrelevant information. It's only going to give you like source or information from those specific sources. So I do like using Notebook LLM. Um, so real quick, so I'll just put like describe your track. So I'm going to make a song real quick, right? So write a song about the Victory Code digital literacy program. See what it says. So it's creating a 30-second track for me, it looks like. I don't know how good it's going to be. And they have a lot of apps on your phone as well. I'm not sure if you guys played around with like Sora. Has anybody heard of Sora? So Sora, you give it like a picture of you, or I think it asks you to do like videos. I forget what it asks you, but it asks you like to do pictures of you, and then you could just be like, "Oh, give me in like I don't know under the or on top of the Space Needle dancing or something," and it'll just like use your body with like that context and information and have a video. I don't know if there's a way I could pull it up on on this. Let's see what this comes up with.
Granted, code blue. Rewriting my DNA. Low latency on my new data day. My algorithm's got a different flow now. Watch the static interface flow now. We got that victory code. System. Yeah, we're unlocking the potential and we're breaking the mold. All the futures that they sold us are finally getting old. Victory code. Victory code. We got that binary vision, making sharp decisions. No more digital divides, pixel perfect collisions. Yeah, we're living the code. Living the code.
All right, so this is just like I said, just a funny example, but it came up with something pretty fast.
Rewriting my DNA.
Hold on, it looks like it's gonna keep playing. Sorry. Let's see, David. I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, it's about break time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yep. Let's get a quick break. So, was it 48? We'll come back at the 58 mark. Oh yeah, appreciate it. I was getting too sucked into AI. Sorry, this happens a lot. But yeah, we'll see everyone at the 58 mark.
Did you have a chance to look at my application, Victor?
Your resume?
Yeah, so I just
Huh?
look at this.
Your resume?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So let me actually send that over before. Give me one second.
Yeah, because I read up
I think
on
I sent it to you
resumes
in
and
your,
wrote that up.
yeah, let me pull yours up. D dot or something like that. Let me see.
On Wednesday, on Thursday, basically everything I think that is exhausted. So you can just become to the one that's
I'm gonna share my screen real quick, but
You might even be able to use it as an example because it's pretty good.
your
Followed
resume.
a lot of what you were filming.
Oh yeah. Let me share my screen real quick. I did offer feedback or suggestions or whatever. So can you see my screen? I'll
Yeah.
copy this link, add it to the chat, just so you have it, and let me know if you're able to open it. That's the big thing there.
Yeah, I got a copy on my computer. That's what I sent to you.
I could email it to you as well, but you should at least be able to click on it and open it. It's in the Zoom chat now. And then I just have two different tabs. So this is what you originally sent to me that you can see here. And then I have a feedback version with all of my comments and suggestions here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just kind of ask you to reformat this section, summary of qualifications, probably just like professional summary or summary. Probably dig a little bit more into this. Seeing some typo here. We don't want to have typos on our resume either. I didn't know if knickknacks was an actual item that you sold or just like knickknacks that you had generated. So we want to be, yeah, like if we can include numbers, like I'm looking here, I don't see any numbers like in your resume, so there isn't a like way for you to quantify anything. So probably be some feedback there. Use washed back to back. Also probably not a good practice. And then yeah, just like the formatting issues, you move your date all the way to the right, and then there's all this empty space, and then you're just ruining the chances of like that automatic tracking system is misinterpreting your resume. I did send you an email that has a link, so if you just look at your emails, you should be able to click on this, and I believe it's yeah, I shared it with your email specifically. That's your email, right? So
Yeah, that's correct.
I'll be like, here you go. So you have it in your email as well. So yeah, you could go through this, kind of address the comments. I do have this, like I said, a feedback version, and this is your original version up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me know if you're able to access it.
I can check real quick.
Goodwill is good, it's just to show your eyes. If you really don't get anything, it's okay.
Yeah, see, a lot of times I can go anywhere. Sometimes
There is nothing you are doing on Meridian.
No.
This week you're not going for shopping.
Hey, Victor.
Yeah.
I just had to go over to Copilot and check out a deeper search thing like you just taught me. I didn't know that was on there for the more references and more detailed oriented with it. So I typed in a couple of things that I know I'm working on right now, and it said come back. I'm doing it. It takes up to 10 minutes or more. Said I'm doing a deeper search, more refined.
Yeah.
So so I'm gonna see what that says. That I asked it a couple other questions with it of just like who's teaching it, who's authored the books of it, and just some more details. I'm very interested to see what it comes up with.
Okay. If you can, Drum, I want you to start here. I'm going to send you
that one you buy, which is ready-made.
So this was the Sora one that I was talking about that creates the videos for you. And I think you could just like, I wonder if it gives you the actual prompt. Shut down April 26. I don't know why they're shutting down, but I might want to use it before it shuts down. There's this other website called Lovable. Have you heard of that? I want you to go to Lovable. Just type in Lovable, and you should click on this link, and you're going to create a website with the time that we have left.
Okay, so I'm going to let me get my other page open here. So I'm in a new tab.
Yeah, new tab. Just go to the Lovable website. So I'm just typing Lovable in the Google search. There's a bunch of other websites. Base 44 does the same thing. There's Cursor.
Is it Lovable AI?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like build an app with no code. See if it lets you log in.
Yeah, I got it. Victor.
Oh, you got your resume?
Yeah.
All right. I want you to share your screen, Jerome, and see if we could just like work with you through it.
Okay, let me. So I'm just gonna go. So if I share my screen, it's gonna share. It's gonna show my what I got open on my Google.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go like this, and then boom. I'm sharing right now. Okay, what do you see here? Let me go like this.
Oh yeah. I see two screens. I see your personal. There you go.
How's that?
Yep. This is base 44. That's all right too. Do this continue as Jerome.
Okay. Okay, so let me see here. Build now. Okay. What will you build next? Describe your app idea below or get inspired by templates. Just start going for it.
Yeah, just what's a website that you want to build out?
I might not even buy nothing. Instead of the dollar store.
You go to this in the morning, then you go to the price, then you come home.
That's Friday.
I said this is a hot topic right now, Jerome.
I'm all over it.
I see it all over LinkedIn. I was like, oh yeah, I remember Jerome saying something about that. They call it a pigs or something like that.
See, a lot of times I can go into like Goodwill and places like that, and I don't spend any money. I like to win.
Yeah, and that is what I'm saying.
I like to win.
We have goodwill there, and we have goodwill. Next week, the other travel we will have Desiree. Yeah. So that's how we're gonna put them.
Yeah, because I'm only approved to go to Desiree here. Really, I'm not approved for the Goodwill up here.
No, not yet.
No.
Yes.
I'm approved to go to the Goodwill in Tacoma and Lakewood.
Did you write it down to your RCPP for next week? Did you put it down?
How's that?
The only thing that I put
yeah, like I said, it's the same thing. The chat, right? The more context you give it, the better. But this is a good start.
And I like
yeah, let's just press the enter.
I got that whole box of art stuff that I just want to whatever the one is supposed to say. I think it was the one I was supposed to hear.
So you have permission to do that?
Right, and you're using the free version. I'm sure like a paid version will offer something better. And usually it'll just like the same thing. It'll give you just like an initial template, and then from there you could just like continue to ask it, specific things.
So hey, I got a message from LinkedIn yesterday for Peer Advisor.
Okay.
And it said there's 138 jobs out there at 50,000 plus a year salary type thing. Okay, so over here on the left it's busting me out with components, layout, color plate, a palette, pages. It just says thinking. At the bottom it says, what would I like to change? So I guess as I'm looking at it, from what I'm understanding, is I can tell it to change something that I didn't like in what they're breaking down.
Yeah, I mean, usually like it'll spit out whatever it spits out, and then you could just like do a follow-up, be like, hey, could you add another chart, or could you add an about me page with Jerome Grant as the owner of the founder of the company or something like that.
Okay.
You just talk to it, right? Like now we're able to, you don't even have to code anymore. You just talk to the applications. I don't know how I still have a job, but
so when you're coding, like you're up in the access bar up top where the HTTPS is, because I seen it that one night when you added redid the link thing for the password in it. Yeah. And so I mean, I'm very interested in the coding aspect of things because in my previous criminal days, I was around a lot of people doing dumb stuff. And some of them guys were pretty flossy with that old toolbar up top on getting like passwords and getting into these back doors on things. I'm not going to do that, but I seen how you did it. And I was like, Wow, because you knew right where to put it, and then you had like your equals, whatever, to give it permission and stuff, And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this stuff right now. I see a bunch of letters and stuff, but I know you could go in there and add something to it to give it a different direction to take it, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I think just depends on like they call that like the API or the application programming interface, but it's expecting uh like certain things to come in. So maybe it's like a question mark and then like a query for something specific, or just like with that Google document where it's just like make me a copy of it. It was because it had that copy word
Right.
at the end of it. So just like you have to learn how to learn all like the
It's
tips and
pretty
tricks.
savvy. I mean, and those guys, I mean, they were, doing dumb stuff, but pretty savvy, man. Like, oh, I'm gonna get in this dude's Gmail account. I'm like, yeah, right. Or I'm gonna get on his Facebook. And then they log into their Facebook, go up top and start doing some other stuff. Next thing you know, we're looking at people's emails and Facebooks. I was like,
Yeah,
holy, and they just said
yeah.
that some old timer that when they first started doing the internet just kind of started programming and bam, that's what he does. Okay, here we go. Oh, I thought that was it. Thought I had that loading your app. Here we go.
It's gonna spin it up, I think.
Oh,
Oh, Reclaim, they even gave it a name. You didn't give it a name, so they made one for you.
okay.
Um,
So should I scroll down?
yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't really give it, you didn't explain to it what post-incarceration syndrome was, but they're just like assuming, making assumptions off of what you gave it. They gave you like, yeah, these little cards.
So when you uh tap on the cards, it pulls up institutionalized thinking. It'll bring up more information on that, correct?
Well, it depends. Like you didn't really tell it what to do after that, so I don't know what the
Should I
initial.
click on it?
Sure. Yeah, you can't break it. Yeah, maybe it's just like an information card.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, yeah, let's see. Let's keep going. So yeah, it gives you some stats here. Keep going.
That's the cultural based theme, I guess.
Yeah,
So which AI are you using right now?
he's using base 44. There's a
Say that again.
bunch of different ones. There's like Lovable, base 44, Cursor.
So
But they all have
I typed in Lovable, so I'm on base 44.
but they all have the same capability.
Yeah, there's so many different platforms out there. I like just playing around with them, be like, okay, let's see which one gives me what. But how long were we sitting here, Jerome? Not even the
Less
break
than
time.
five minutes, and this is pretty professional. I dig
No,
it.
what I'm asking is just like, I mean, I hear all these different types of AI, and I'm like, well, what makes one better over another for whatever reason? How do you make those decisions?
A lot of them are just using like a wrapper around them, so they might
Just
have like a Chat GPT or like
or just whatever you
OpenAI
prefer?
wrapper over them, and just
Is
kind
that
of
what it comes down to?
yeah, just
What?
personal preference. There's a lot of
Okay.
them do the same thing. Some of them are stronger than other ones. I like using like Claude Code for coding, but that's just my personal preference. At the end of the day, a lot of them do the same thing, but and they also say that Claude Code is like the dominant one for code right now.
And they all
And then
have
they have
unlimited
like other
free.
ones from like China, like
Yeah,
DeepSeek.
this is the reason why I do my beading and stuff through art.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm trying to say, okay, so
That's
all these
cool.
different AIs, all these
That's
different
cool.
AIs have a free level, and are there particular like? My point is, if I go to an AI and I start using it free, oh, you've used up all your data, now you have to pay. Is that going to happen? In other words, it
Yeah,
takes a
they'll
while
they'll
because
let you know when you have to pay. Yeah, there's a specific like free tier usage
well, no, but I
thing.
mean, what I'm saying is, once you get used to an AI, let's say I start playing with five, six of them, and then I get gravitated to one or two, and I start using it more because of the easy use, it's doing what I need. Will it? Can I continue to use it for free until I feel that I want to pay for an upgrade?
Yeah, you can continue using it. They'll just tell you like, hey, you'll have to wait till midnight to try it again. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
they only let
all
you
right.
use it for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So yeah, this wasn't bad though, right, Jerome? After 5 minutes of work, like
Hey,
you're
I
gonna be
did. I'm stuck. I'm stuck, Victor. I'm gonna be on this crap all night.
all right. So
So,
can we go back to
hey,
your
can I
prompt
say?
though? Because there's people that didn't see what you asked it initially. So could you just go back to what you asked on the top? I think you just
Okay,
scroll.
so
No. Just
just
scroll
back
up.
arrow it.
No, you could just scroll up, I think.
I back arrowed.
Oh,
Let's
on
go
this
back to
left
where I was at.
sidebar,
Okay, the sidebar is right. Let me move this.
where it says like row. Yeah, keep going. Boom.
So that's what I asked it up top. Create me a post-incarceration syndrome website with cultural-based ideas and include a percentage chart of the success rate of the program.
Yeah.
And it gave me a name and everything else.
Yeah, you didn't give it a name to do. You just like
No, I
went
did none of that. And then down
right.
here at the bottom says your reclaim website is live. A comprehensive post-incarceration website featuring a pick system. This is a
All right.
links.
I don't know if
So
we have.
can I like on the other spots, can I forward this what I just did to my email?
So that's the next step. Well, you could log into this website. So Base 44 is always going to be there. You logged in through your Gmail, so you just got to log in through that. But let's click this publish button on the top right.
Publish right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And publish at.
Get the okay. So that's
Copy
online
it.
right now.
Copy it on the clipboard or whatever, those two squares on the right.
Okay.
Now put it in
Link
the
copy
Zoom
to
chat.
clipboard.
Put it in
You can now paste.
put it in the Zoom chat. Now
Then go back
everyone,
to Zoom. Go back to my Zoom.
yeah, go to the Zoom, paste it in the
Okay.
Zoom chat.
Right click it, paste.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, so now everybody should have access to that website that he created during our break. Right? And you could open up a new tab and look at it yourself on your Chrome or whatever
On
it
mine?
is, Copilot.
Yeah, it's on the chat.
Yeah, just open up a new tab or click on one of these older tabs and just paste it in the URL, Jerome.
Okay, so hang on a second. So I'm gonna go to where now?
We're going back to this Base 44 website thing that you're looking at on your screen.
Okay.
And then just open up a new tab, like press the plus icon on the top right.
Okay, open up like this.
Yep, and then paste it.
Up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enter. You just opened up your second business.
And I get it down here at the bottom right. It says edit with Base 44.
Yeah.
So if I was to hit that, Churn ID isn't working. So I can just go, but it says clone this app. What does that mean?
Just like I can make a copy of it if I wanted to. If I was like,
so if I
oh,
went
man.
here.
Yeah, so this is just like a shareable URL. Like typically you would want to connect it to like a domain that's a little bit more advanced. We don't have enough time to do that right now, but
right.
we could do it if we wanted to. But you have to pay, I think, like, I don't know what it is, $10 a year or something like that to have it as like an official reclaim .com or whatever, you know.
Okay.
Right now they're just giving us a unique URL so you could share
Hey,
it out.
so this right here, Victor, it says limited time welcome offer. Okay, year plans. So what's the time thing? Is like they're
just trying to get your money.
Yeah, I know. But if I don't click on nothing, they ain't taking no money off the card, right?
No, none of this is taking money off the card.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I mean, I'm not tripping, but I just want to make sure that yeah, they just don't hit me. So I can just go like get out of here.
Yep.
Yes, more time. More time takes
yeah. If you wanted to go back, like I said, and just like add more things, like I said, you could, I don't know, like I haven't
Well,
clicked around on all of
I'm
all
back
of the
to this one.
pages, but you could
Yeah, back to that one.
add more information too, you know, like say like, oh, it's based out of Ocean Shores, or add, you know, my correct address. You just talk to it just like you talk to the Chat GPT or Gemini or
Okay, so
Copilot.
I'm having a difficulty here right now. Okay, there we go. I lost you. I couldn't figure out. Yeah, that top shit gets me.
Yeah,
So
so
that's there, huh?
you get the idea though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's base
so
44.
yeah, base 44 was one of them. They have a bunch of other ones. Cursor, they got Firebase.
Firebase.
Yeah,
What was that one you just said before that?
Cursor.
Okay.
All right, you can stop sharing your screen. And before, I just got a quick question. Did Troy send you guys an email?
Yes.
Does it have
Yes.
the survey on there or whatever?
I don't think mine did.
You said yours did?
Mine didn't.
Oh, it didn't?
No, I need.
Yeah, could someone else maybe confirm?
Where do I stop sharing at? I'm sharing. I want to stop sharing. No option or what? Victor.
Yeah, I
So
could make you stop sharing. Hold on, let me see if I could figure that out.
it should be it should just pop right up, right? Like stop sharing.
Yeah, I'll do mine real quick. Okay. Should be good now.
Okay, thank you.
Um, so yeah, I mean, AI is continuing to evolve and make our lives easier. Now Jerome's a web developer. He didn't even know it yet. But yeah, that's kind of like the idea is just trying to stay up to date on like how you could like leverage this, whether it's, you know, generating a image, making a song or like the intro. There's a lot of other features, like I said, video generation through Sora, which looks like it might be sunsetting. That was just like one of the ones that I played with before. And then, yeah, let me see if I could show you all this one. So, where is it at?
Volume.
Yeah, was anyone able to confirm the Troy's email? He said that he's going to send you guys a form. Not too sure if you guys got it. I didn't get it.
I think mine might have went to junk email. That's why I couldn't see it. I'm looking now.
Went to the email. Go to Gmail. What the fuck? Yo! The fuck, man? Shit.
All right, I got a question while you guys do that.
Yep.
So how about a business plan?
What do you mean?
Like I need some help putting together a business plan.
Oh, so this is the other one. I'll share my other screen.
I mean, it's a
Depending
new
on,
idea from scratch. I mean, I've had business plan books. I've had the little ones with just a few questions, and I've had the ones that have every conceivable question you can have to have an answer to. But could sure
yeah,
use some help
so
from what I can tell. This is going to be a whole new game changer, man. It's going to
what,
take down a lot of barriers.
yeah, what's your,
Hey, Ron,
Yeah,
look up a place called Score.
I've been to Score.
yeah,
Huh?
but
I was in Score. I did Score
How about
down
school?
in Phoenix.
No, this is a deal of retired entrepreneurs that are willing to help people plan and look for things and stuff and
Yes,
set
it's
up
all
plans for businesses if you got things kind of an idea and ways of finding the money and everything. It's called Score.
yeah, but you can't even look for the money until you got the business plan. You
Yeah,
want to know
but
your
they help
financial
you.
marketing plan,
correct, but they help you
concept, all that.
lay out a plan and then help you with financing.
Yeah. Well,
It's retired business people.
yeah, I know. I've talked to them before.
I'm just
I'm on their
using,
mailing list. Anyway,
I'm just using Ron.
Okay.
I'm not giving it too much detail. Like I said, the more detail you go into, the better. I'm using Claude for this. This is just another AI that we could use. And then I just said, write a detailed business plan on post-incarceration syndrome plan for Washington State. Like I said, I'm not giving it too much. And obviously, like said, give it very little context, but it's going to just set up some environment. Not too sure if it's going to connect with Google. I think I have my Google Drive set up or not, but like I said, the agents will be able to go in and fill out that Google form for you. If you did have to apply for a grant or something like that, for instance, you could try to just have it do all of that for you if the information is available or if you have it on like your Google Drive or something, for instance.
okay.
Let's see what it spits up. I mean, we're looks like it's thinking about something. I think if you could open this up and see what it's
So,
actually thinking about.
are we supposed to be working a task here?
No, we're just playing around with it right now. Just want to show you some of the other capabilities. So we built a website within under 10 minutes, published it. Jerome showed it in the chat, shared how we could create images, shared how we could tailor like our resume. Right now we're creating a business plan. So yeah, these are
What?
all just like use cases that you could leverage AI with.
So, what am I seeing on the screen right now?
It's just going through and thinking. I could close it. I just wanted to show you all like what is going through like while we're waiting, but
Oh, what is it?
you,
What is that? What is that doing? What is that?
it's just thinking and trying to like formulate its response.
So, what am I looking at?
We're gonna wait just a second. It's gonna spit out this business plan. So just within, he's got to give it some time to work its magic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm using Claude. Claude also has a free version that you all could play around with. I use
I've
the
heard.
paid version of
I've heard a
Claude.
lot of things. I've heard a lot of good things about Claude.
Yeah.
Hey guys, here's
Yeah.
something that you might want to know. It's a place that helps with grants for ex-felons, for businesses, for starting business, schooling, for ex-felons. It's called Trio. There's a phone number for you guys. Here, I'll put the phone number on the chat. I've been starting to start a business of my own too, so I've been looking things up.
Looks like it's still thinking. Give it a second.
Oh, eso vuelta. Vamos a cumplir.
So Victor,
Yep.
so there's really not, I mean, no disrespect to anybody, but there's no real reason to be taking notes because we can go back into the emails you send us because everything's being recorded and then it's going to be digitalized, right? I mean, so we can just print it out, save it, and then review it so we can get this information we've been talking about.
Yeah, all of it's
That's
on.
very true, but I was putting it up here and letting you know it's there.
Where? I mean, I looked at it, I didn't see it. Oh, hold on, maybe it just.
It's on chat. I just typed it up.
Oh, I see. It wasn't pulling up fast enough. Okay, I got it. Wow.
Yeah, I hadn't typed it up yet when I was telling you about it.
Okay, Trio. Called Trio, huh? Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so then they have like they have the web version and then the desktop version. So you could download desktop version of like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, and some of those might offer additional capabilities. So it's worth looking into that as well. Let me see if I could pull up my desktop version just to show you all.
Tuesday.
Oh, that's cool. It says it's reached my tool use limit, which I don't know how. I got the paid version and just asked it to create a business plan, but am I logged in? Yeah, I'm logged in. It's bottom right, it looks like. So like this one, for instance, right? Like this is just an example of the agents that I was referencing earlier. Just like every day, I just gave it like a specific, I was just kind of playing with it, but it's just like write a social media post every day using like Zapier, which is just like an automation platform to connect to YouTube and TikTok. And then it'll go through and like run these for you or tell you like if it has an error. But every day, as you can see, like it just goes through first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Every day it'll go in. I don't even have to type anything. So this is called like Co-work, and Claude Code is just a new feature that they put out not too long ago. So I'm just like, okay, well, these are the agents working for you now. So you give it a task, like I said, to apply for warehouse positions in the Seattle area. And then they'll be able, you could connect your Google Drive. Let's see if I could connect a new task. Just let me, yeah, so I could just say like new task, right? And just give it some information. You could tell it the frequency. So you could, do it every hour, daily, weekly, do, I don't know, fill out. And then you could have different agents, right? So I've been seeing on like YouTube, for instance, like you could have a whole team. You could have, your CEO as an agent. You could have a marketing person as another agent. And you have all these different agents that have specific tasks that they're doing. But then you could have like all of them share information and connect with one another. You could have, a sales guy. So it's like you could have literally like a whole team at your disposal, just essentially like a lot of employees that you're just like paying for essentially for free, through these agents. You have to pay whatever it was, and there's more like usage that you could pay like $100 extra or $100 a month versus 20 to get more usage. It just depends on like your use case. But if you're only paying $100 for like potentially like 10 or 15 employees or something, it's going to make it worth it really fast. So yeah, you have to just kind of stay up to date with the latest and greatest trends. So, and then I'm also able to connect it from my phone. So like with this dispatch, for instance, right? Like I'm building a mobile app, like through the Apple store right now. Um, but if I'm not like at my computer, I could still run it through my phone. I just be like, hey, like still talk to it because maybe I can't be at my phone all day, or at my laptop every day. So I just ask it through my phone. I have the app as well and be like, hey, like while I'm driving or going somewhere, it's like, can you do this task and make sure that it gets knocked out? I don't want to do it. So, um, yeah, there's just a lot of new features that they're continuing to roll out. And then, yeah, just depending on your use case, then the agent, there's like this other website called, see if I can pull it up real quick. NAN. So NAN is also this one's a little bit like of a learning curve. I think it's a little too codey, but essentially, like I said, you could connect your AI agent and have it connect to like specific things. So Anthropic or Claude, what we're just going through, have it connect to like a Postgres like memory, or you could use like a Google spreadsheet that it connects to, and then have it do like specific things given like whatever the edge case is. So if I get an email from this person, do X, Y, and Z, you give it like specific things that you could do as well. But they're continuing to like evolve, and a lot of these things that they're offering on like these other platforms like NAN, you could incorporate into like Claude Code, for instance, or Claude right now. So they're trying to make it all into like one platform. I'm just opening up Gemini here on the side of mine. Is this website about? So now it's in my browser. It has specific access to this, and like it's reading from this website directly, right? And it'll give us yeah, just some information about it, and we can kind of use Gemini right within our web browser. So yeah, there's plenty of AI tools. It's just continuing to grow at such a fast rate, but yeah, feel free to like continue to poke around and explore. That's all I'd recommend, and see what's possible with some of the ideas that you come up with. But now just like whatever our own limitation is ourselves at the end of the day. They got a lot of resources and tools for us to be able to leverage now. So yeah, that is it. That's gonna conclude the digital literacy program. If there are any questions before we head out, happy to answer them. I'll try to send a lot of these resources, especially like all the websites that we went over and just like why you would use them, via email. You guys should get a certificate for going through the program. I'll try to have those sent out sometime tomorrow.
Love those.
Yeah, you got something to add, but hopefully you guys learned a thing or two and are able to kind of like apply it to your everyday lives, or at least some part of your life.
Thank you,
That was
Victor.
cool. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Victor.
Of course, of course.
Thanks, Victor.
Yeah, stay in there should be a survey form. I think Troy wanted everyone to fill out
I
a
sent
survey
it. It was
form.
it was in my junk mail. I already sent it. I filled it out and
Okay.
sent it.
Well, just make sure to tell Troy I did good so we could continue the programming in future cohorts.
Already
You guys
did.
Okay. yeah, if you know of anybody that's interested, we're trying to have them every like 2 or 3 months. So
Okay.
yeah, just keep it
Did
keep
you
us in the
did you
loop. And
send
there'll be
everybody a message, Victor?
he should have. He said he was. I didn't get the email. I didn't look in my junk
I didn't get it.
folder.
I looked.
No.
I
Okay.
got
Get it
it. It
either
was in
yet.
my junk folder though, not my email. Look in your spam.
How do you do? I don't know how to look at spam lists. Oh yeah, I do. Spam. Nope, I don't want to report spam. Cancel.
Yeah, like I said, it was a pleasure. Yeah, just learning alongside you all and seeing
Yeah.
you guys just kind of dive into it. And yeah, I wish I had all these resources when I was getting out. You guys are getting out at a good time, and now you just got to figure out how to leverage them.
Anytime you get out, it's a good time.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck on you guys' journeys, and you do
Nice
have my
meeting y'all.
information, my
Yeah.
email.
Nice meeting you guys. That was awesome.
Victor.
All right.
Peace
Have
out,
a good one.
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye, Jen. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Bye.
Later, Jerome.
Later,
Bye,
bud.
Jerome.
All right,
Bye.
man. Good luck with everything, bro.
All
Absolutely.
right. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
good
man.
luck on
Take
you
it
guys'
easy.
journey. Bye.
Litzy.